What's up guys, welcome to the channel. Today we are in the mountains of Colorado doing some camping, and I have my Tundra here with the Tune M1 camper. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about the camper, how I feel about it. I've been using this since February when it got installed, and I haven't done like a post review video of it. So I want to definitely talk about that. And then we also have a ShiftPod tent with us and a couple other gear that I want to talk about in this video. So if you guys are interested in any of those things, stay tuned until the end. We're going to talk about a lot, so let's get started. All right, so let's go ahead and get into what I have right here. So this is the Tune M1 on my 07 Tundra, and we're going to talk about kind of the features I have, what I've done to it, and how I feel about everything, and if I would change anything. So starting in the front, one of my favorite things is going to be the rain guards. This is great because before I had this, I was just constantly getting dripped on, and this year has been very wet and rainy. So anytime my wife or I would get in, we would just get wet because it would just drip right here where we need to enter. So rain guards, if you're going to get an M1 or an M1L, make sure you get one of those. I got the tan color for the canvas. I also have the insulation on the inside, which helps a lot with both keeping the heat out in the summer and then keeping the heat in during the winter, which we're coming up on pretty closely here. On my hood, I have my Starlink with the trio mount with some magnetic mounts to that, so I can stick it to anything steel. So when I'm driving, I just put this right on the hood, and then I just run this inside through the door seal right here and plug it into my cigarette lighter. And that will allow me to have internet service when I am in the mountains here, just driving, because sometimes we need it. But working our way back here, we have the Kamek. This is the Crosswing. This is a super easy to deploy awning. I just pull straight out and provide shade instantly. So next to that, we have the Dirtbox shower room. This is great for taking showers. Obviously, we'll have a whole separate video on this, my water setup and my heated water setup later, so be sure to watch that video. And then back here, this is super convenient. This is an iCamper. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's like a little cubby, but it stows like this, so when I close it, it's all contained inside, and then I can fold it down. It has all my toiletries, toothbrushes, sunscreen, all my kids' stuff down here as well, and then it all folds into itself very conveniently and tucks away. Right underneath that, we have the Roam 7-gallon water tank, and I have that tied into a water pump that I'll show you back here, but that will allow me to have instant water just by opening and closing the trigger on the actual nozzle. Now inside the M1, which in my opinion is the most important part, so where the M1 kind of shines compared to other campers on the market is this extra space here. I believe that it's 8 inches on each side, so you get a little bit more space. You can even use it as a bench. You can use it to put a water tank like I did on this side here. So it's a lot of extra space. And then on top, I have a king size mattress that extends all the way to the front over the cab. I have 3 comforters up here, 4 pillows, and this whole thing is still closed with it all in here. And I have the Hess mattress in here, so super comfortable. I got the R4T cubbies down here for just extra storage. So I keep like board games in here and some recovery stuff as well. Got a toilet down here. Got my Truma heater right here. Goal Zero to run everything that I have in here. Power the water pump, run the fridge. This is an IceKill 35. It is a dual zone. One side I have just frozen Otter Pops, and other side I have, just condiments and drinks and limes and just random stuff on that side. And everything here just lives in here basically. And I like the fact that I can still clear out the bed with all my boxes and stuff like that and still be able to use the bed entirely. And it's just really nice. And I got these kingpin lights that are dual color. The red really helps out with the bugs at night. And I have it on each door, so when the door is closed, it shines in, but when it's open, it shines right on the tailgate. So if I'm doing anything on the tailgate, I can have that light right there. But everything in here has a purpose and a place for it, and I'm still going to be doing some stuff to it. So this winter, I might be doing a build out in here, so there will be some extra storage for actually some cubbies and some soft bags to go into, so I'll make sure to update you guys on that. But besides that, the bed rug is probably the last thing. The bed rug is nice on this particular vehicle because this is a second gen Tundra and the bed is steel, so it gets chilly if you don't have that. So on the bottom it's padded, it's about an inch thick, so it's nice and soft for even barefoot. And it's mold resistant. It's great. It's definitely one of my favorite things on here as well. The one thing I did forget to mention is this here. This is the newest addition to my camper. This is the GoFlux Starlink mini mount. So the mount goes, or the mini goes right in there. And since this is kind of translucent, the Starlink mini is able to get signal through it, so I can have it mounted in here. So I'm still working on running the wires down here to the power, so I'll be figuring that out soon. But that's probably one of my favorite things, just I can have it on even when it's closed or open. So super convenient. I don't have to move the Starlink anywhere and just have it plugged in pretty much anytime or all times. Last thing on the camper is my 270 awning. This one is the Dirtbox Overland. I like this one because it's square at the corners, so that way it has a little bit more usable shade. So that swings all the way around. This guy right here is the propane tank that fuels the Truma heater on the inside of the camper. And I put a little handle here for my little girls to be able to use this step here. It's usually not this high. It's just because we're on a logs to level it out. But I believe that's everything on the camper. So let's go make some food. All right, so we are going to be making some Korean short ribs, and this is the first time we're going to be making it on like a charcoal table. So this here is the around fire table. This is a new product, super compact, and it allows you to make food. You can use it just as like a fireplace if you want to, and just kind of hang out. This one is their smaller version, so it seats 4 people. They have a larger one that sits 8, I believe. So this is nice if you like cooking on charcoal, and it's nice just having a table. All right, time to flip these guys. So this is actually pretty nice. It's charcoal, so it's putting out heat both above it and then underneath it. So this morning it's a little chilly, and the heat that's coming off the charcoal is pretty nice on the toes, and it just feels good. And this is pretty cool because this is a very Asian style of cooking, just over the fire. Koreans do it, Japanese do it. There's a lot of Japanese barbecue that I love that's in Denver. But this is great because you can make obviously like Korean short ribs, but you can make carne asada. You can cook pretty much any meat, veggies, kebabs, anything you want. And also it comes with the stove here. The stove is pretty nice too because there's a little spot, I forget where, but you can set up the stove, this burner here, and you can use this to either use like a little skillet or a little something like a jet boil almost to cook like or make coffee and stuff like that. So it's nice that they add this in here, so you can use that or this, or just use it as a table. So it's pretty nice. Okay, so we got the Korean short ribs all done, but it's nice being out here this early. There's not a lot of people, there's not a lot of traffic, and we're kind of using this time to kind of just hang out and enjoy the last of the summer. Going into the fall, we're scouting sort of for some new winter camping spots out here. So it's just nice and peaceful to be out here and test out new gear and stuff like that. So now that we're done eating, there is a new piece of gear that is going to be extremely helpful for myself and maybe you that is watching. So what I'm talking about here is this guy right here. This is the CyberTake. So CyberTake is the brand, and what this unit is, it's a AC unit and a heat unit and a dehumidifier. So 3 things in one. So I've had one of these in the past, but it was strictly just AC, and it worked good and I liked it. But I actually, when this came out, I was like, that's genius, because heat is one of those things that everybody needs, because in Colorado the weather is always changing, literally like every couple minutes. And now that it's fall, we're kind of like end of summer going to the fall and winter. So the days are still hot, but evenings, especially in the mountains, get chilly. So perfect timing for this guy. So luckily my Tune N1 camper has the Truma heater in it, so I don't have to worry too much about the heat. But when I'm in like a ground tent, or if you have a ground tent, for example, or a rooftop tent that doesn't have heat or AC, this is going to be extremely helpful for that. So let's talk a little bit about this and all the stuff that I have out here. So this is the main unit here. It has these ducts that are easily installed just to clip in place. There's these adapters that go on the front side or the back side, whether you want AC or heat. The controller is right on top here, easy to control. I actually have not used this yet, so this is kind of letting you guys know about this unit. I'm going to do a lot of testing with it before I tell you guys all the specs and features and things that I find out about it. So it comes with these ducts. So you install them here and here, and this will stay on the outside, and it'll feed the cold air or the hot air into your rooftop tent, ground tent, or camper, whatever you decide to do. It also comes with this drain, I believe for the heat, because it does build up some condensation on that. And then I also got the bags with it as well. So this bag is really nice. It's a very thick bag, so it adds some protection to the unit. It looks really good, the S2. So this is the S2 Pro. I didn't mention that, but the color is amazing. It's like this dark gray. It has hints of orange on it, which I really like as well. Looks super cool. So I got the bag. It also comes with these 2 smaller bags as well. Perfect for putting the AC power for it. And then all the other accessories as well can go in the pouch, or you can put anything you like in there as well. These bags are nice too. They're kind of a Molly style bag. So I got a couple of things up there. They got Velcro in the back as well if you wanted to use that. And it has a button clip, so it'll clip into place and stay. So if you wanted to mount this to something like a Molly panel, you can do that as well. Pretty nice. You don't have to use it just for their stuff, because it gives you 2 bags inside with the pack that comes with the main bag for the unit. So you can use the second one for anything really. On top, you'll have this bungee that will strap down the tubes or the vents or the ducting right in there. And then I also got the remote control. So if you are setting this outside, which you should, you don't want to go all the way outside in the middle of the night or whatever to change the temperature or whatever. So a wireless remote can be on the inside where you're sleeping, your camper, your ground tent, whatever it is, and then you're able to control it from here, turn it off even if you wanted to. And that feature is really nice because nobody wants to get out of their bed in the middle of night to either crank up the heat or turn it off, or if it's getting too hot, or AC. So very cool. But like I said, I'm going to be testing this thing out, and I'll come back and we'll do another camping video after we've tested it out to show you all the specs and how it works and how long it lasts, because it does need to be powered by some kind of portable battery or onboard battery, whatever you have. So I'll tell you how long it lasts and stuff like that. But usually during the day, you're not really going to be running this thing that long. You could use this outside too. So let's say you're sitting outside and you just want to blast this air straight in your face as you're like working or whatever. You could do that as well, because they do market for that. So you can use that for that. So very cool. It is waterproof, so you can have it outside and stuff like that. So they put a lot of thought into it, and I actually really like this. So it's going to be nice. I have two little girls that still take day naps during the day. So when they come camping with me, they're usually up there. It does get pretty hot still, even with the insulation. So having something extra to put some cool air in there is nice, because the only thing that's in my camper is the Maxxair fan that's up there. And that is good for pulling air out and putting air in. But if you're like in broad daylight, you're not going to have any cool air pulling in. So so having this is going to be really nice for that. So we'll come back when we've fully tested this, and we'll tell you guys all about it. But from first impressions, this thing is going to be amazing. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I will have everything that we talked about in this video down in the description. If you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments as well. But I will have the other videos that we talked about, like the hot water heater, and some other things that we talked about in a separate video pretty soon before the summer's over. So if you wanted to check that out, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll update that video when it comes out. So we'll see you guys in another video.